Are you ready to kickstart your week with some dirt-slinging and tire-slaying action motorsports radio that packs the biggest gas?
Hi, Ken Block here.
Hey, my name's Jolene van Vugt.
What's up, Brian Deegan here.
Vaughn Gittin Jr. here.
They've been thrown into one show that has broken down the barriers of what a motorsports radio show should be. This is the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor, with support from General Tire, KMC Wheels, Dirtfish, Gibson Exhaust, and MTX Audio, with your host, who also happens to spend his weekends flying 800 horsepower trucks through the dirt, Jim Beaver.
When was the last time you saw an off-road or rally driver begging to get behind the wheel of a NASCAR IndyCar? Yep, not happening, but you sure see these pavement racers begging to drive our cars.
And his partner in crime every week, a self-proclaimed Canadian moto chick who was jumping triples and taking podiums before most guys even learned to ride, Amy Hood.
No one knows how to say my last name. Like, is it really that hard? Amy Hood, like I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted.
Sit back, strap in, and be prepared to join us as we take you through a motorsports ride like no other. Here is the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other, Jim Beaver.
Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. And boy, oh boy, do we have one heck of a post-Mint 400, I guess Polaris Razor Mint 400 recap. Man, last week we debuted Star Car, had Jolene and Tanner on air, and a bunch of others. Had a live show from the Mint 400 with my co-host Sarah Price and Jim Riley. If you haven't listened to that, definitely skip back and listen to that. I think we're going to have a director's cut of that this week on Project Action. But that was good stuff from last week. And then this week, like our social media graphic doesn't even tell the full story. So kicking things off, we got my Star Car teammate Jolene van Vugt. She's calling in. Then we got Class 1500 winner Harley Letner calling in. And then we got the legend Rob Mac, who won overall, calling in. And then hour number 2, we got a segment with Amy Hood. And then we've got Mitch Guthrie Jr., your UTV winner, calling in. And then we've got the man behind the Mint 400, Matt Martelli, calling in. So if you don't like off-road, I'm telling you right now, tune out. But if you do like off-road, this is the show for you. If you were at the Mint 400, if you missed the Mint 400, it doesn't matter. We have a ton of Mint 400 content. I don't know, man. This is we are all in with the Mint 400 today. Looking forward to it. We'll be back after this break with Jolene van Vugt on the line.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
River and Marina rooms starting at just $64.95 at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Our gaming floor is packed with the hottest new slot machines, table games, poker, and bingo. Live entertainment, fine and casual dining, boat slips, movie theater, wakeboard island, and fun for all. Book your resort stay at Blue Water Resort and Casino today. Sunday through Thursday, room rates start at just $64.95 based on availability. Book now at BlueWaterFun.com.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, and I got my good friend, my partner in crime, Jolene van Vugt on the line. How's everything going, Joe?
Hey, how's it going? I'm good.
Doing good, man. I got to tell you, you are, I don't know, I'm pretty busy, but I think you've got me licked here. You do snowcross, you fly to Arizona, you mess around with me in the desert for a week, and then you're back to snowcross. I mean, you're like, I don't know, you're just, I guess locking up those frequent flyer miles, huh?
Definitely. I've kind of been all over the place in the past few weeks, seeing it all different types of weather happening, too. When I got here yesterday, there was trio. So it's been kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was going to say, we were in tank tops out there in Nevada, and all of a sudden back to the snow. So keeping your wardrobe, I guess, extra suitcase traveling with you to accommodate the weather. But anyways, let's talk about this weekend. Enough of this small talk. But this weekend, finally, Razor Star Car debuted. We talked about it last week on air, and I got to tell you, man, you were pretty darn quick in that Razor.
So much. I mean, I was super nervous. I don't think I felt nerves like that since probably a few years ago, X Games racing in Snowcross. Everyone doing there and do a good job being my first desert race and really one of my first experience in desert in general and that type of atmosphere in a whole. So it was an amazing experience at the time, but unfortunately, I was hoping to not make any mistakes that would cost us all, and I made a big one.
Yeah. Well, here, let me ask you this question, because you've been around Razors, obviously shred them around at Travs a lot. You've raced Terracross for 2 seasons now. How does racing a Razor in the desert to you? I mean, I've talked about it before, but how did that compare to your experience like at Travs and doing Terracross?
This is so much more about being focused on conserving the vehicle. I mean, you have to really make sure that you're not pushing too hard, breaking stuff all over the place, but you want to be running like you get maybe competitive. So it's a fine line of making sure you're not overheating and wrecking belts or picking axles or flat tires. So you're really trying to do it through a lot of different things that you could. I believe the different types of terrain that you have to maneuver through. You really have to just have your head on about how to get through those things in the right manner. Not always just hint. It's not about just going balls to the walls the entire time. Your vehicle will not make it if that's the case. In doing this with the Razors.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Mid-400 as a whole. I mean, I know this is your first desert race. I know Trav came and did this one 2-3 years ago, I think, with Bryce. But, what did you think about this whole deal? I mean, like you and I were talking about, it really, not just the race, but as an athlete, it's hard to prepare because everything leading up to it's so exhausting. I mean, you've got stuff, especially with us, we had media obligations, and then, Thursday night there's the downtown stuff, and then all day Friday you're on Fremont Street doing stuff, and then it's a late night, you know what I mean? And it's not because you want it to be, it's just because driver's meeting's late, and then you've got transit an hour out to Prim, and then early morning get up. I mean, it's really, I mean, it's not only stressful, but it's hard on your body to prepare for a race like this.
Yeah, I found that part of it was a little bit, much different for me, and a little bit tiring. In the sense that I wanted to go to bed early, and we were up at 4, 5 a.m. Just to get out there, to get into your car to do the race, and driver's meeting was 7. That's an hour. Then you still need another hour to get out to your hotel, do your check-in, get to bed. And, in my mind, for the type of racing that you're doing and, mentally and physically for such a long endurance race, that's, really not enough time for an athlete to be getting the rest that they need. So that was a new adjustment for me that I was not entirely fond of. I just always really like getting my preparation rest before getting into something that is so intense like that.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask, I know, and I felt bad because I knew it was coming, but I was kind of quiet. So you jump in the car with me on the first lap, right? And literally the worst 20 to 30 miles of the course are the first 20 to 30 miles. So poor Jolene never been in a desert race before, and we have like some of the most rugged, harshest terrain in the entire series. Like the first 30 miles you're in the car, and like literally like 5 miles off the line we're on those ones where it shakes you and like you can't breathe. It hurts your chest so bad, and you're like, I think at one point you're looking at me like, what the heck did I sign up for?
Yeah, I mean, that was sort of a big slap to the face of like, whoa, you're in a whole new world here. I've never felt that was a whole new violent speaking to me. I mean, I've crashed a lot of things. I've been through a lot of that violent tumbling and aggressiveness. The violent back and forth shaking I've never experienced before. I felt someone was shoving daggers in my chest the way that I think my body was just sort of locking up from slapping back and forth. Eventually, you take a few breaths and you get out of the crazy section and it lightens up and you're fine again. But yeah, that was a whole new experience for me there. I mean, I felt like a race in a whole. Every second I was learning something new or having a new experience come upon me.
Yeah. How good did the massage feel on Sunday after the race?
I mean, it could have been better. It's hard sometimes just in random places and trying to get the best massage out there, but it was definitely nice to get loosened up after just the rugged driving out there for the green.
Yeah. So, all right. So, circling back, all right. So, you and I mean, it's widely known now, we're teammates. We're in this deal for the next couple of years, right? We're racing. So, how does Jolene van Vugt approach the UTV World Championship here in a month?
How am I preparing for the next one, you say?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what now that you know what a desert race is, I mean, what are you going to do different to approach this race? I mean, like you've got so much knowledge now that you didn't have going into the Min 400. I mean, what's going to change with your approach going into UTV World Championship? I mean, you're looking at things differently now through different eyes?
Yeah, I definitely think, I have so much knowledge coming out of the Mint. Just on how to handle the vehicle and what you need to be looking for and where you need to be kind of trying to see these and stuff like that. Things that I was not even aware of before, didn't really know exist. I definitely learned a lot from you and asking a lot of questions about speed and different maneuvers. So I'll be able to apply all of that and hopefully make the mistakes that I made on the weekend.
Awesome. So what's up next for you? Obviously, I know your good friend Tara, she's getting married. You're testing snowmobiles. When's the next snowcross race?
Yeah, I'm here testing right now, and then I fly into Dusty on Friday, and then we have the next snowcross race in Lake Geneva next week.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I appreciate the time, Jolene. I know you guys are out testing, but you and I will definitely chat soon, and looking forward to shredding some razors with you here in about a month at the UTV World Championship.
Most definitely. Thanks, Tim.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That was Jolene van Vugt, my Polaris Razor Star Car teammate. And, we also had Tanner Faust in the car. Solid effort. I think we were running top 10 overall. For a good portion of the race. not top 10 overall or in class in UTV. But production turbo, solid effort. We got within 2 miles of the finish. So close. Anyways, Best in the Desert called it on us, and I don't know, big trucks are coming in, and so it's one of those things. Press release is out there. You guys can read that, but definitely a good time had by all. Super impressed with Jolene van Vugt as well as Tanner Faust in the car with me, and I'm looking forward to this Star Car project. Jolene and I will be racing at the UTV World Championship, tag team and drivers. We're going to have a couple of journalists in the car with us from some mainstream outlets there at the UTV World Championship. So definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun one. Definitely one for you fans to mark on your calendar. But we're going to take a short break. When we come back, Class 1500 winner Harley Letner, he is calling in to the show here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZs, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Dirtfish Rally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, and I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, Class 1500 winner Harley Letner from the Mint 400. How's everything going, Harley?
Pretty good, bud. How are you?
Doing well, man. I know you're going to be kind of like, I don't know, this is like 2 months in a row now. Every time we have Best in the Desert race, we just need to start booking Harley, I guess. It's a good problem to have for you, man.
Yeah, right. Every time I get to talk to you, it must mean I did something right.
Yeah. So you guys, I got to say, dude, you guys had a solid weekend. I mean, I think starting at qualifying, you guys were, what was it, like 0.4 of a second off taking the pole? I mean, against all the trick trucks, that was. I mean, you guys had an insane qualifying run, and part of me goes, when you're at 0.4 of a second, like how accurate really is this timing? You know.
I was saying the same thing. I was like, how do you even get 0.4 of a second? That's like not even a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
But that was good. Jason's fast, so the trucks, you know, I gave it all I had to be on top, and barely got beat out. But a bummer.
Yeah. I know Dad and I were talking afterwards, and we're like, man, you know what Harley needs to do? I don't know where you have your little tracker, you know, that picks things up. But we're like, Harley needs to put that all the way on the front bumper. And maybe you'll pick up like 0.1 of a second there or something. Like stick it out there on a pole or something, you know?
For sure. I'm with you. I like that idea.
It's like get it all the way out to the front, man. Gain yourself a few extra feet.
Right. Right there for sure, 4.10.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just, I don't know. To me, that's just crazy close. But, I mean, going into race day, you guys obviously had a good spot. And, I mean, I was out, you know, doing the UTV thing. How did the race unfold for you guys? Do you have any problems, or were you guys pretty much from the get-go, I mean, just right there on pace with everybody? Hello? You there, Harley? Uh-oh. I think we lost him. You there? It's kind of breaking up. You there, buddy? Hey, call back in. We're having a problem with the phone. It's dropping for some reason. Call back in real quick. All right. All right. Yeah, just having a little problems. There's a little scratchy with Jolene too, and now with Harley. I don't know what's going on here. All right, you there, Harley?
Hey, got me now?
Yeah, we're crystal clear now. I don't know. We just had a little connection drop. But, yeah, how the race unfold for you?
The race was good. Yo.
Hello? Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. Cool. Race was good. Started second. Just had the strategy to kind of let Andy beat me off the line because I didn't really want Andy Mack right behind me the whole time. I knew I would overdrive and do something stupid. So we ran a good pace, had a good clean first lap. Didn't get past, and then coming to the infield, the throttle cable started locking up. It was either off or freaking pinned. So I was putting my foot behind the pedal, and I got through the infield, like pulling the throttle back, and luckily I have two cables on the car, so it wasn't that bad of a switch. They pulled in the pit, got some tires and gas. They swapped the cables, and we were good to go for the next lap. And then ran a problem-free second lap. Just kind of ran a good pace going off times of the next 1,500 buggy. And third lap, I lost a belt, like about 20 miles in, but got that fixed and had a pretty uneventful last lap after we calculated all the times and everything. I just wanted to be smart, not make any mistakes, and capitalize on winning the class.
Yeah. Well, and talk about, I mean, do you feel like, driving a 1,500 buggy, I know we've talked about this before. I mean, there's certain places where a trophy truck just, eats you guys up. But of course, like the Mint, I mean, when you start getting into some of those tight and technical twisty washes, I mean, do you feel like you're at maybe an advantage over them? And that's why like a race like the Mint where you're able to hang in there for the overall that close?
The first lap, yeah, like it was technical enough that we could run pretty good pace up on top with those guys. And then by the end of the lap, it was so rough and the holes were so big and square-edged that the trucks definitely had an advantage with all their wheel travel and everything there and the bigger tires. And they were smoking on the last lap. I got passed by a couple guys on the last lap in the trucks, and usually it doesn't happen that often, but they just, I tried to run with them for a second. I just backed off and said there's no way. Like, I'm either going to crash or rip my car in half,
Yeah. Yeah, and at that point, it's like you see the overall and you're like, man, we're close, but it's like you don't want to risk the class win, going for the overall. It's one of those type of things where you're like, you got to pick which one, Yeah,
for sure. After the throttle cable locked up on the first lap, I gave up hopes of even trying for the overall because I think I might have been holding up the field because there's 6 trophy trucks, so 7 of them just stacked right on my butt after the first lap. So when we did the throttle cable fix, they all went by, and I just, after that, focused on winning the class and just not making any mistakes and screwing my day up anymore,
Yeah. I mean, you're like we've talked about. You're like one of the last holdouts. I mean, most of the fast Class 1 guys have graduated into trophy truck. I don't know if I want to say graduated because they're to me they're both ridiculously fast. You know what I mean? It's just kind of some people like trucks, some like buggies. But you're kind of one of the last holdouts. I mean, do you feel like there's one of these races though where it's been a while, but where a Class 1500 car, or Class 1 car is going to take the overall and kind of slap the trophy truck guys back down to earth?
Yeah, I think it's very possible, and I think I have a very good chance at Laughlin coming up, the next Best in Desert race.
Yeah.
I actually qualified on the pole last year ahead of all the trick trucks, and I made one little mistake on the first day, but my times are faster than the trick truck, so I'm hoping Laughlin I can at least capitalize on it and get an overall there, and just kind of like how you said, show the truck guys that buggy can still do it.
Yeah. So you guys, I know you said earlier concentrating on on the Best in the Desert series this year. I mean, I know how has it been for you? I mean, transitioning into this ride with U Theory. Obviously, it's your car. You're running out of their camp, though. I mean, they've got a massive team. They've got trophy trucks, and obviously you're part of there now. I mean, how has that transition been to you to be a part of this big team in U Theory?
At first it was kind of strange, because I've always ran the family deal my whole life with my grandfather and all that. And then switching over here, just the transition was a little weird to get used to, but once I got to know everyone and the whole team and all that, it's been nothing but good stuff, man. The team is great. They good people. Darren and Patty are great people, and the entire team, guys that work in the shop are just really great to get along with, and I just think everything's going good. I mean, it kind of shows I've been having a pretty successful run since I've been with them, so it's all about the team and the back end. Everything's just great. I'm couldn't be happier to be a part of this team.
Yeah, well, and it's probably part of you now is like, all right, so we've got a good team around us, and I know like running your own program, especially when you're running, under the Letner banner with your grandpa and stuff like that, you had so much to worry about, and you still have a lot to worry about, but do you feel like now you can kind of focus a little bit more on just strictly racing and not necessarily everything else around, around the outside?
Yeah, definitely. I still prep my own car and all that with the help of Chris and Henry in the shop, but like with everything else, having the bigger team and the bigger backing is definitely lets me focus a lot more on just actual racing and driving and making sure everything's good with the car and making sure everything's 100% so we can go out there and just continue to do good and show them that it was good to hire me, I guess.
Yeah.
trying to keep my spot on the team.
Yeah. Well, and here's the question for you. I mean, you're a buggy guy. I know at some point I'm sure we're going to see in one of these U Theory trucks, but you've got, Class 1 car that, you've won a lot of races in now. It's ridiculously fast. Do you feel like there's still some type of a chassis design out there or something like that with a Class 1 car that you could reinvent the wheel and this thing would go out and just, you call your car the TT Destroyer, but, that you feel like there's another evolution yet of the Class 1 car, that somebody's going to come out with that really could just, flat run with the trophy trucks and run away with them?
I don't know. I think a lot of people are trying. But I don't think there's going to be another car that comes out that's comparable to the Alpha. And the thing's got so much, the geometry and everything's just 100% perfect. The front half of it is pretty much based off trophy truck design. I run all that trophy truck steering and spindles and hubs and all that. So it's like, this thing runs pretty good. I've driven quite a few 1 cars, and I've yet to see one that can compete with this one. And I think this is the closest car that will ever compete with trophy trucks, to be honest with you. Whether it's me driving or another fast guy, these cars are just phenomenal. And it's like, I think it proves when I run up there with the overall with the guys.
Yeah. Well, I think it's awesome to see, you had a good run, and then you got Pat Dean, who, he's another guy that's been in buggies forever. And I don't know. I mean, he's driven trophy trucks, but Dean's just, he's a buggy guy, that's for sure. And I don't know. I just look at the Mint. I think it's awesome to see you guys running up there with the trophy trucks and, still pushing and saying, hey man, look, these cars can run with you guys. So I think that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think Pat dabbles in the trucks with Cameron and stuff, but I think Pat and I are some lone survivor buggy dorks at the end of the day, and I was really stoked to see, hear him on the radio that he was in second. Pat's had his luck. The dude's an amazing driver and been doing it for years. So I was really stoked to see him running up on that second spot and get the podium at the Mint. It was kind of cool. Like, me and Pat are good friends, and I was stoked to see him do well.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys in this industry. He's been around a long time. He's won a lot of races. Like I feel like for some reason, like, I mean, guys that are drivers all respect him, but I feel like he's a guy that just hasn't got his due, you know what I mean, with what he's accomplished in the races he's won. You know, it's one of those names where people go, Pat Dean, and everybody goes, oh, yeah, he's quick. But you start looking at the stats, and it's like, man, that guy, he's legit, man. You know, and I feel like he's one of those guys that, and that's part of his personality. You know, he just kind of flies under the radar a bit, but he's definitely a hell of a driver.
Yeah, for sure. I'm with you. He'll definitely win some races coming up for sure. Like, the dude can drive. He's been doing it for years, and a super cool, down-to-earth guy. Like you said, doesn't really fly above the radar and brag about himself or nothing, but at the end of the day, the dude can wheel a car like nobody's business.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Harley, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. Congrats on the win, and, hopefully after Laughlin we can have you back on again, buddy.
Hey, thanks for having me. I'd like to talk to you after every race this year. That means I did something good, so we'll see.
For sure, man. Congrats, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Jim, thanks.
All right, take it easy. All right, that was Harley Letner, your Class 1500 winner in Best in the Desert at the Mint 400, current points leader, 2 for 2 in 2017. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, the legend Rob Mack, your overall winner at the Mint 400. He is on the line. You don't want to miss this one after the break. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here. I'd like to welcome my next guest to the line, your Mint 400 overall winner, Rob MacCachren. How's everything going, Rob?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about you?
Oh, life is solid, man. Life is definitely solid. Had a couple of your rock star teammates in a race car with me this past weekend, so I think life was definitely good. But yeah, I know we talked down there on Fremont, and you were saying this is kind of the one that's eluded you, and you were kind of looking at your career, going, man, I've won the Mint 400, but never an overall victory, and man, you came through. You got to be pretty pumped.
Yeah, it was good. I've raced the Mint 400 almost since 1994. Every year that it's happened, and we had never won it overall. We'd won, multiple 5 or 6 times. We won our class. We won trick truck before, but not overall. Class 8, Class 7S, 1-2-1600, Class 10, and anyway, so we'd never won the Mint 400 overall. 3 of the last 5 years, we were leading on the last lap and had a mechanical. So, the media started building it up like, this is the monkey that Rob needs to get off his back. So, I hate that when people, before the race, everybody was, wishing me good luck and, saying they sure hope I get the monkey off. But, it's good. So we can squelch all that talk and move forward into the future. And now, we want to try to win more of those Mint 400s. Once you win one, you want it again. So more than ever. So, it was a good race. We qualified 4th. We started off next to Bryce Menzies. He beat us out of the start line, and we just hung out with him for the first 2 laps till we got by him. And then we were always all day really running in the top 5. The battle was incredible between Jason Voss, Andy McMillan, Bryce Menzies, myself, Justin Matney, Abdali Lopez. I mean, there was even 3 or 4 or 5 other guys that were all within 5 minutes through the first 2 laps. And once the last lap happened, we weren't winning. Abdali was winning. He ended up having a rear gear fail on him. Andy McMillan was in second at the time, and he got a flat tire. And then it was down to Jason Voss and myself just racing to the end, and we ended up coming out front by almost a minute. So it was a very good weekend, and like I said, good to get that monkey off my back. Yeah, well, and talk about you talk about the pace and how close things are, and I know we've talked about it on the show before, but 10-15 years ago you just finished a trophy truck race and you knew you were almost guaranteed a podium spot because attrition was so crazy. But now, I mean, you're a guy that has raced against the best in Class 8, and you've been around trophy truck since the debut year. And I mean, talk about the pace though and the competitiveness of trophy truck now, because I don't know that anywhere in off-road, over the years we've ever seen such close fights. I mean, Mint 400 right at the end. I mean, you guys are within seconds of each other at times. I mean, Baja's the same way. We've seen races decided by 10, 15 seconds in the past couple of years. I mean, to me, it's just crazy the pace that the top guys in trophy truck are pushing. Yeah, that's true. I mean, when trophy truck started in 1994, the trucks were. They were still developing. You really had to take care of your transmissions, your converters, your rear gears, your tires, your brakes. You had to take care of all that stuff just to get to the finish line. Nowadays, with the development, everything that BF Goodrich Tires has done, Fox Shocks, our drivetrain, Croyer Racing Engines, all this stuff is so reliable today that people are buying trophy trucks straight from the trophy truck builder, and they're very reliable, and they're out there, being able to run hard almost 10 tenths the whole race and get to the finish line. So I attribute the close racing really to the reliability of the trucks that's happened over the years. This race, going back a little bit to what we said, Andy McMillan was ahead of me and Jason Voss on the last lap. He gets a flat tire, and Jason Voss has a flat tire on the second lap, and we don't have any flat tires thanks to BF Goodrich, and we win the race. I know we were testing short course yesterday, and my engine builder, Kevin Croyer, was down there with us, and he was talking with, Jason Voss's crew chief, co-rider, James East, and they had one flat, and that was it. They lost the race. So exactly like you say, it's very close, very competitive, and you can't have any mistakes to win these races anymore. Yeah. Well, I mean, you've seen, the evolution of trophy truck and, and back at the start, back in the, early to mid 90s, I mean,
they were very much, almost like at times, I think your first year you raced a modified Class 8, but now we've seen this evolution, and you've got these trucks like yours. It's, it's a Geyser chassis that you guys have tuned on, and I mean, it's almost bulletproof. And now you've got Matney with the all-wheel drive stuff, and you hear about sequential gearboxes coming in. I mean, what do you think is the next logical step in the evolution of these trucks, Rob?
Well, just like you said, you have people coming out with the all-wheel drive trophy trucks. You've got people with manual transmissions. When I started racing in the 80s, one of the things that my dad always told me is keep it simple, stupid. And that's what we've stayed with. Really, we've got a great Geyser trophy truck. It is very reliable. It's won the last 3 Baja 1000s in a row. It's got a lot of second place finishes as well. It's got a great finishing rate. So, we're kind of like on the wait and see what these guys can do with the manual or with the all-wheel drive. They showed that they have speed in qualifying. The manuals won a couple races, but the four-wheel drive, I think it's only won one, and there's 2 or 3 four-wheel drives now, but typically they're having failures. So we're staying with what my dad taught me when I was young, keep it simple, stupid. We're going to stay with two-wheel drive and kind of wait and see what develops here. We know we can be faster, but we probably will not be more as reliable as we are today with those products. So we're very happy with what we have. We just keep refining and tuning on what we got, making it better and more reliable race after race. And I think the results are showing that the guys on my team and the vendors that help us are doing a great job. I say I got doctors that work on my team. I got the Croyer Racing Engines. That's the engine doctor. I got the tire guys, BF Goodrich, the engineers there. They're my doctors over at the tire department. And Wayne from Fox, he's my shock doctor. So it's kind of funny. We all laugh and giggle about it, but I've got surrounded myself with really good people, and we communicate really well, and we put a good strategy together and a good plan to try to win these races. And with a little bit of luck, it's really been helping us out.
Yeah. So, looking forward, I mean, obviously this year, we've got some best in the desert races. We've got some score races, but the next big one, I mean, is the 50th anniversary Baja 1000. I mean, how do you approach an event like this? I mean, it's a point-to-point run. We know it's, everybody's coming. I've already heard rumors of the super teams forming and things like that. I mean, how do you approach this one? Because obviously you've figured out the formula the past couple of years to win, but this one is even bigger than that, so how do you approach the 50th Baja?
Yeah, it's really cool. We were fortunate enough, myself with Mark Post in 2007, winning the 40th anniversary of the Baja 1000 from Ensenada to Cabo, so that was really cool. We teamed with Jason Voss the past last year and 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, to win the Baja 1000. We had Andy McMillan on in 2014 and 15. Jason Voss and I will be racing together at this year's Baja 1000. We're already, been doing logistics, planning, talking about every time Jason and I or Jason Voss's team and I see each other. We're chit-chatting about Baja 1000 and the plan. And even right before the podium at this Mint 400, we were awarded with first place. He was second with the 44-second differential time. And here we are. We're talking about the Baja 1000. What are we going to do? How are we going to win that? So preparation begins, it's really 24/7, 365 days before the event happens. Planning your people, your strategy, your drivers, the parts all year, throughout the whole year. This year, as every year, we're making sure that the pieces and parts that we're using on the truck are going to be capable of going, the full, Baja 1000 with no issues. And if there's something that's marginal, we're trying to adjust it, make it better, change the design of it, and make it so that we won't have any issues at the Baja 1000.
Yeah. Well, and between now and then, I mean, you've got a full short course program, right, with Lucas Oil, and obviously you just said you were doing some short course testing. I mean, how's that program shaping up? I mean, obviously you're running in 2 divisions. You got you got a full slate of races there, to mix into your schedule as well.
Yeah, and you're right. We were just testing yesterday. I was in Lake Elsinore testing the Pro 4, working on shocks and tires and engine, a little bit tuning, and everything went really well. Our first race at Lake Elsinore that was supposed to be March 23rd and 4th has been canceled. We'll make up those rounds in Glen Helen later this year and Reno. our first event this year will be in Chandler, Arizona in mid to late April. I'm excited for that. We were the Pro 2 champions the last 2 years in a row. We'd like to defend that and get another one and move up from our second and third place spots that we've finished in the Pro 4 points the last 2 years. So, short course, it's been great. Lucas Oil's doing a great job. We're traveling to a few more areas. We'll be in Estero Beach again this year. We're also going to Wheatland, Missouri, to race there at the Lucas Oil track. And, it's great for our sponsors. They want to see other markets, have us be exposed in other markets. So I know Rockstar Energy, Makita Power Tools, BF Goodrich Tires, Vision Wheels, these guys are all great supporters of mine. And, there's nothing better than being successful and putting wins and championships up for them, for me.
Yeah. Well, and I got to ask, too, I know, obviously you're a guy, you've run just about everything. I mean, there's been years where you've run in 1,600 cars and trophy trucks in the same year. And, and I think at one point you were running like 5 series at one time. I know you've won Torque championships. Got to ask about Crandon. There's some point in the next couple of years you guys would love to take the program back there. I mean, Crandon is Crandon, and I feel like, Crandon without Rob Mac, there's always just something a little bit missing,
Yeah, no, and I agree. I love Crandon. I love the fans and the spectators back there in the Midwest. We've done that Torque Series before. There's just so much that me and my team can handle and do, and I want to be successful. Always the fall Crandon is the big daddy of all the short course races in the country, and we always want to try to make that. It's just scheduling. We're always trying to be there. This year, I would love to be there. I don't have anything set in stone to go do that yet, but we're always working on it. I can't say that I'm going to be there for sure, but I sure would love to. I tell you that I miss it every time when I know they're there racing and I'm not there.
Yeah. So what's up next for you guys? I don't know your full schedule. Are you going to be at San Felipe here in a few weeks?
Yeah, we'll be doing San Felipe as our next race with the trophy truck, and we love racing down there at San Felipe. I think my truck works really well there. The Fox shocks are incredible. I've been working with those guys, and I'm really excited to go to San Felipe. I think that's where our truck and our setup's going to really shine. After that, we'll be getting into the short course season with Lucas Oil. Then we'll do the Baja 500, Vegas to Reno, and then the Baja 1000 at the end of the year. So we got a pretty full plate. Also, we did King of the Hammers this year. I'm really getting addicted to that. I really I'm not a rock donkey like they call it, but I think I'm starting to really get a handle on climbing in the rocks, and that's another thing on my bucket list. I'd really love to win that. I know it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of contenders that are very good, but I keep getting closer to, in my opinion, to be able to compete for a win. So I'm really excited about that. And these razors, I see you guys in Tanner Faust, and you guys did that in the Mint, and I'm digging those things too. I got me and my son and the girls. We go out in a razor and we have a great time. So I even got my eye on that. I see these races and the UTV World Championships, and it's like, what? I think I want to do that a little bit too. So me, if it's got an engine, I want to race it. So it doesn't matter what it is. So we'll see what happens, and I have to keep myself in check and make sure I focus on the most important things, and that's desert racing and short course. So we'll see how everything falls in place.
All right. Well, I appreciate the time, Rob. I think, once again, congrats on the Mint 400 win. I didn't think you had a monkey on your back, but even if you did, I'm glad it's off now. But good luck at San Felipe. We'll definitely talk soon, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks, Rob. All right, that was Rob MacCachren, your Mint 400 winner in 2017. Also took home a brand-new Polaris Razor. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we got some results from the Mint 400 coming at you on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP 1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Do you race, or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. $32,200 in cash will be given away in March with their Lucky Clover Cash giveaway.
Thank my lucky stars. With 9 chances to spin the wheel on Saturdays every half hour from 2 till 6 p.m. Arizona time.
And we're back on Friday, March 31st, when one person will win $20,000 at 7 p.m.
Lucky Clover Cash giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
River and Marina rooms starting at just $64.95 at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Our gaming floor is packed with the hottest new slot machines, table games, poker, and bingo. Live entertainment, fine and casual dining, boat slips, movie theater, wakeboard island, and fun for all. Book your resort stay at Blue Water Resort and Casino today. Sunday through Thursday, room rates start at just $64.95 based on availability. Book now at BlueWaterFun.com.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here. Just got done, a full slate of drivers. Jolene van Vugt, we had Harley Letner, Rob MacCachren, and we're just getting started here. But speaking of getting started, my new podcast, Project Action, over there on Podcast One. Thanks to all of you who have gone and listened in. If you aren't, it's kind of a spin-off to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, a little bit different feel to it. But I'm telling you, you guys are missing out on some of the best racing and action sports content anywhere online. Make sure and go over to their iTunes. You can rate, review, and subscribe. And when you're done doing that, you can also download that Podcast One app, listen in at Podcast One. Amazing app. Got so many different, shows and hosts, and Adam Carolla. Speaking of that, I'll be on his show this next week, going out to L.A. to record with Adam Carolla. Project Action on Podcast One this past week. I had my good friend Jolene van Vugt. We dove in depth, about an hour-long interview, just chatting, all things action sports, her career, and a little bit more. It was definitely a good time. So stoked to have Jolene on the show. Definitely a really, really good, candid, behind-the-scenes look. Did that in studio and was definitely solid. It was one I've been wanting to do for a very long time, and I was very excited I finally was able to knock that down. So Project Action on Podcast One. You can rate, review, and subscribe, and over on iTunes. And if you do that, and when you leave that review over there on iTunes, leave your Twitter, Instagram at username, and I will follow you back. My promise to you. So definitely go and do it now, and let me know. Tweet me, and I'll look for that review, and like I said, give you a follow back on Instagram and Twitter. So lots of good stuff, and super stoked to have Jolene on this past week. And be looking for me on the Adam Carolla CarCast show this coming week as well. So we're going to take a short commercial break. We come back. It's going to be Mint 400 results presented by General Tire after the break here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR.
I'm Polaris rider Levi LaValle, and I choose Polaris just because they have the best quality, highest performing, most fun machines out there.
Only one company has taken Levi LaValle to 10 X Games medals, snowcross championships, a double backflip, and a world record long jump of 412 feet across the San Diego Harbor on New Year's Eve, and that company is Polaris. Whether it's dominating the X Games, racing a stock Polaris RZR XP1000 in the Terracross Championship, or just hitting the trail on the weekend, for over 20 years, Levi has relied on the same quality Polaris vehicles and products you can purchase at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of action sports legend Levi LaValle and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Next up, we got some results from the Mint 400. These results are brought to you by our good friends at General Tire, where anywhere is possible. And I got to tell you, I ran those brand new X3s on my Polaris RZR this weekend at the Mint 400, and whoo, boy, do those things hook up. Crazy how good they hook up. But champions were crowned at the Mint 400. Obviously, Rob MacCachren, your overall winner. And then we had, our other guest on this morning, Harley Letner, who was your Class 1500 winner. And, just looking down these results is TT. Jason Voss second, Andy McMillan third. Skipping down, we had Harley Letner 15th overall, first in Class 1500. And then second in 1500 was Pat Dean, as we mentioned earlier. 6100 winner was Jonathan Swift. Solid effort by Jonathan. Good dude there. Dallas Luttrell took the win in Class 7200. Skipping down here even further, where were some of our other victors in the unlimited race here? I don't know. Just kind of skipping through these pages, trying to find it out. But looks like about it for the unlimited class winners. Limited race Mint 400 results. It was Brock Hager taking the Class 1000 win. TJ Tolles in second. Chase Warren in third. And then 2400 winners John Hsu. 12th in the limited race. Class 5000 winner was Travis Chase. Congrats goes out to Travis on that. And 4,400 winner Greg Adler. 6,000 winner is Todd Jackson. Mitch Guthrie Jr. dominating effort in UTV Turbo. An absolute just dominating effort. Looking forward to talking with him later on in hour number 2. And then a couple of your other UTV winners. It looks like unlimited. It was Gabriel Varela taking the win in the unlimited UTV ranks. So that looks like that's about it for our limited class victors. And then our two lap winners. Looks like it was Class 8100. It was Rob Mills with the Vosses. Jay Leno, yes, that Jay Leno, also taking a win in the sportsman classes as well. Class 7100 winner, it was Sean Whalen taking the victory there. So 3700 was Billy Bunch. So those are your victors at the Mint 400. These results brought to you by our good friends at General Tire. We'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our RZR vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of RZR vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a RZR 170 like me, take the entire family out in a RZR XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new RZR XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris RZR. Check out the full Polaris RZR lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris RZR. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Honey, Blue Water Resort and Casino is doing it again. $32,200 in cash will be given away in March with their Lucky Clover Cash giveaway.
Thank my lucky stars. With 9 chances to spin the wheel on Saturdays every half hour from 2 till 6 p.m. Arizona time.
And we're back on Friday, March 31st, when one person will win $20,000 at 7 p.m.
Lucky Clover Cash giveaway. See the club for details.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You just heard that Blue Water Resort and Casino commercial. Little known fact, they are one of our very first advertisers ever here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show some 5 years ago. They've been with us ever since. You're looking for a vacation destination. They got you dialed in. Go to bluewaterfun.com, and they will get you locked and loaded. Wakeboard Island opening up this past weekend. My friend Jolene van Vugt, we had her there at Blue Water Casino for a week when she was here in Parker with me. So, I don't know, good stuff over there at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right now, Amy Hood and I are going to chat with you guys about, just about anything. What's happening, Hood?
Not much, guys. What's up? I'm hanging out in Rhode Island. Never been here before. It's actually pretty cool. I really like the city. So much food.
Action sports destination, home of the original X Games. Kevin Robinson, world record holder. Insane BMX rider. He's from Rhode Island. So, I don't know. You're in...
Really?
Yeah, he's there. He did, what was it, last year? He just did set the world record for the longest backflip on a BMX bike, and he did it right there in downtown Providence, Rhode Island.
Wow, well, that's where I am. So maybe there'll be some good vibes this weekend for me. My last weekend before World Finals with Monster Jam. It's bittersweet. It's coming to an end. I'm sad about it.
Yeah, so how does that work? I mean, obviously you guys got World Finals, and then are you off for 6 months, or is there some other opportunities to tour?
Yeah, I have a couple other dates on my schedule. I can't release them quite yet. I know of them, though. But, I have 3 shows right after Vegas, and then we come into the summer schedule. So it's kind of all of a waiting game. I got to just wait and see what tour I get posted up on, and it kind of sucks. I mean, I'd like to do it all. I'd like to be constantly doing this again. It's this is my practice. The show is the only opportunity that I can to hone my skills, and I just love to be behind the wheel of that truck, and I just want to be behind it more.
Yeah. I had somebody ask me, they're like, hey, it was one of those things, we were at the Mint, and, obviously Amy Hood for the first time in a couple of years wasn't co-hosting with the Mint, and I had people ask me, hey, are you and Amy still, she's still your co-host? I'm like, yeah, and they're like, well, where is she? I'm like, well, she's doing Monster Jam, and they're like, oh, that's right. You know what I mean? It was like, it had some fans bummed out, though, Hood, that you weren't at the Mint.
I know, and I was keeping posted on social media, watching all my friends and watching everybody do good, and I'm bummed about it, but at the same time, I'm heading there on Monday to Vegas for World Finals, and I'm excited just because I've been to Vegas for the Mint. I've been to Vegas for Monster Energy Cup and Monster, the last round of Supercross, going all out in Las Vegas, which is a pretty fun deal. But apparently Monster Jam World Finals in Vegas is absolutely insane, and I am so excited just to get to see a different motorsport in Vegas and see the whole show. And apparently just the show itself that they put together is just unlike anything else, and I hear it kind of steals the show of all the motorsports that go down to Vegas. Monster Jam kills it.
Yeah, well, Monster Jam's cool. It's kind of like Nitro Circus, where it's really a family event. You know what I mean? Like, you can bring grandmas, you can bring 3-year-olds. Like, everybody loves Monster Jam. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not like NASCAR where it's like a niche, fan base. Like, Monster Jam appeals to everybody, and I think that's what's cool.
Oh, absolutely. And I can't really speak much about World Finals because I've never actually been, but just talking to the fans in my autograph line and at the pit parties, and like, I'm over on the East Coast right now, and people are like, oh, we'll see you at World Finals, we'll see you at World Finals. Like, people are loyal and dedicated to this event alone. This is where, the big boys, bump arms with the young guns, and the young guns battle it out between each other, all the different tours in, the Young Gun Showdown. But it's insane hearing these fans that they save their money all year to go on the trip to go to World Finals. The Monster Jam fans are just really diehards, and this is kind of that one event that, I have people who bring T-shirts or posters or something that, have autographs from years and years of them going to World Finals. Like, it's incredible. So I'm really excited that I get to be a part of it, and, I'm not too sure yet if I'm racing in it or not, but, keep some fingers crossed for me, Jam, fingers and toes. But, I think it looks good, and would love to represent Feld and obviously Zombie. But, I can't wait. I can't wait for this experience. It's going to be surreal.
Yeah, it's one of those things, too, where you got to...
for once, I'm a driver.
Yeah.
So, every time I've gone to Supercross and gone to the Mint, I've just kind of been behind the scenes. And for once, like, I get to be, the center of all the action. And, I'm very proud that I get to be one of the drivers and one of the athletes that people come to see and watch. And it just might be a little bit of a different experience for me, very humbling. And I'm excited.
Yeah, it's different vibe when you're center of attention. I know even like me, I've, do radio, and then I've raced past, I've raced the Mint for years, you know what I mean? But like this year it was different because, I had my teammates, and it was Tanner Faust and Jolene van Vugt, and like we literally had cameras following us all day long, kind of documenting our every move. And it was so bizarre to be like the center of attention all of a sudden, it's like, and then cameras follow you, and then people want autographs. Like, they don't even know who the heck you are, but they know cameras on you. So it's like, oh, we need your autograph.
Oh, absolutely. And then that's kind of how it's been for Monster Jam too. It's just so crazy that, especially being a new driver, these fans look you up and get to know your name and follow you on Instagram, and they come down to see you and meet you, and it's just really cool, and I'm really excited. I mean, we get a little bit in motocross, but literally every fan who comes to our shows is there to see us, and it's it becomes about them then. Like, it hypes me up. Like, I want to put on a good show for them. I want them to leave stoked, and they've just watched the best Zombie Monster Jam performance of their life. It's pretty cool. It's so different than I thought it would be. It's again, like, this industry and this unique sport is such a fan driven experience, and I'm just really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's been cool. I think we're right at literally Mint 400 would have been 1 year since this whole Monster Jam kind of thing started, so it's kind of cool. Like, you're like the 1 year anniversary right now of like when we're sitting in that bar and things all kind of steamrolled, so
You're right. That's absolutely right. That's so funny.
It's like your 1-year anniversary hood. Kind of cool thing.
Woo!
Awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just been a wild ride for me. I know, like you and I were talking, we need to catch up. You've been doing a Monster Jam thing. I've been doing the Star Car thing. And it's like, shoot, we're like on opposite ends of the country doing a million different things. And it's like we used to talk all the time, and now it's like we're talking like for, a little bit on Tuesdays during the show. And then it's like, oh, you're off doing your thing and I'm off doing mine. And it's like we're so on different planets right now. It's kind of weird, but it's good. It means good things are happening to both of us. So kind of been a fun ride.
It means we're busy.
Yeah.
It means we're busy, but it doesn't really help that on my birthday I happen to drop all of my life, including my cell phone, passport, all my ID, and all of my money and cards into a river. But that just means I had a great birthday, doesn't it?
I guess, but it means it's a pain in the ass to get everything back. I had my wallet stolen one time. Years ago, I had my wallet stolen, and I went, that will never, ever happen again because it was the biggest pain. And, it just was.
Being in a different country with no valid ID. Try that. It is horrible. And I'm going to Vegas next weekend. You better believe I'm trying to get something over here so I have some ID so that I can really, do Vegas up right.
Yeah, you don't want to be taking a train across the country. That's no fun. Or a Greyhound bus.
It is not.
I couldn't see you on a Greyhound bus. Oh, they got the one bathroom in the back. Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't care.
What's that?
I love adventure. I said I wouldn't care. I'd be all for that.
5 days on a Greyhound bus. I want GoPros on you the entire time. That would be a great reality TV show right there. Amy Hood on a Greyhound bus touring the country.
I'd do it.
Oh, I know you would. All right, we got to take a break here shortly, Hood, but good catching up. I know we're back to normal next week. You and I talked about it. We're back to normal next week, so thank goodness, right?
Yes, thank goodness, and I'll be hanging out in Vegas, so I'll be talking to you from some rooftop pool in a bikini, hanging out. You know how it is.
It was colder than hell in Vegas. I don't know that you want to do that this last weekend. It was windy.
Don't tell me that.
Yeah, it was windy and cold and like hooded sweatshirt weather, so just saying, you better bring a hoodie along with your bikini.
It'll turn around, I bet you.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 90s this week, so you might be in luck.
Okay, thank goodness.
So, awesome.
All right, guys, you have fun. Stay safe, and if you guys have the opportunity to come down, check out Monster Jam World Finals, March 22nd to 26th. It's going to be insane.
All right, we're on it. Thanks, Hood.
Bye.
Bye. All right, that was Amy Hood. This is Jim Beaver. We're taking a short break. Come back. Mitch Guthrie Jr. on the line on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor.
Hey, I'm RJ Anderson, factory Polaris driver, and I drive Polaris because it's the most capable, race-ready off-road vehicle on the market.
When R.J. Anderson wanted to set a world record for the longest UTV jump in history, not once but twice, what company did he trust? Polaris and their championship-winning Razor XP1000. R.J. is a UTV champion behind the wheel of Polaris vehicles, and he exclusively trusts the Polaris Razors to bring him race wins and championships against some of the toughest off-road racers in the world. The same Polaris Razors RJ has won championships in, set world records in, and conquered the Wall of Death in XP1K2 are available to you at your local Polaris dealer. Take the advice of world record holder RJ Anderson and visit Polaris on the web at Polaris.com to see the full lineup of Polaris Razor vehicles, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
River and Marina rooms starting at just $64.95 at Blue Water Resort and Casino. Our gaming floor is packed with the hottest new slot machines, table games, poker, and bingo. Live entertainment, fine and casual dining, boat slips, movie theater, wakeboard island, and fun for all. Book your resort stay at Blue Water Resort and Casino today. Sunday through Thursday, room rates start at just $64.95 based on availability. Book now at BlueWaterFun.com.
Blue Water Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here. Welcomed on the line by my buddy Mitch Guthrie Jr., overall UTV winner at the Mint 400. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it, Mitch?
Hell yeah, I'm liking the sound of that for sure.
I'm telling you, Sarah Price and I called it on Fremont. You knew this was coming. She even called you out on it on social media. So on Fremont Street, for those of you who didn't listen to our live show there, Mitch sits down and I looked at him and I said, "Well, you're going to win this weekend." It's something along those lines. So what do you mean? And I said, "Well, the Guthries, anytime there's a free razor on the line, you guys somehow pull out a win. You guys like your free razors." And what happens? You let it wire to wire and take home a free razor, man. So you guys have like a razor showroom at your place now, I think.
Yeah, that's what everyone says, but we get rid of them quick because this whole racing thing is a little expensive. So it's thankfully you guys called it because we needed that for sure.
Yeah, well, your dad called me last night, and it was on something completely unrelated. You know what I mean? And he calls me, and I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, "So another razor, huh?" He just shakes his head. But awesome for you guys, man. It's you guys. I know you were talking about had the target on your back, and there's not many times in off-road racing where you start on the pole and you literally lead the thing wire to wire. But I know at one point, like I jumped out of the car on lap at the end of lap 1, and we put in a pretty solid lap. I drove probably about 85%. I didn't push it, it was a new car, but we jumped out of the car and I had no problems, right? Other than we had to take a couple of gallons of gas at pit B because we didn't know if the car would make it because we just didn't know our fuel mileage. It was a new car, and I pulled in and they're like, "Oh, Mitch has got like a 12 or 13 minute lead." I'm like, holy crap, at the end of lap 1, you already got like a 13-minute lead on everybody? I'm like, man, you must have just been on it.
Yeah, I was pushing pretty hard because just starting on the pole, I knew I had to get a little bit of a lead. But, like I was telling my dad going into it, thankfully, like we've had a year to dial that car in. So I really, in my mind, was 100% confident that it was basically me that had to, drive the car. I knew I wouldn't have a mechanical, at least in my mind. So I just thought, if I don't clip a rock or do something stupid in the dust or anything, then hopefully I could drive her out front and just keep it there. So luckily, usually things don't go as planned like that, but this time it did, and it worked.
Yeah, and I got to ask you, man, this course, like I've driven it in a trophy truck before, but the first 20 miles right off the start, like you do your little short course track thing, and then you go over the speed zone that's 25 miles an hour, which sucks right off the start when your adrenaline's pumping. But then you get in that uphill wash, and is that not the most brutal 10 or 15 miles where you're just shaking back and forth? Like it's just beating you up for like 10 or 15 miles. Like it is just violence.
Yeah. It's actually really funny because I was telling my co-driver Curtis the first lap when we were going up that wash, I was like, this is the first lap, and I was already in my mind telling him like the third lap is gonna suck. It reminded me a lot of Parker because by the third time we were going up the washes, just those braking and accelerating bumps were just terrible. It feels like your insides are about to bust open or something, and that's how it was. Like by the third lap, I was just holding my breath through those things, trying my best to make it through. But it was incredibly rough.
Yeah, I know. On the last lap, like I was driving and Jolene was co-driving with me, and she was like dying over there on the first lap. And then on the last lap, I was co-driving with her. And at one point, like I was able to catch my breath, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not calling out any corners. I literally can't talk right now." And she started laughing. She's like, "Good, because I can't listen." It was just that bad. I don't even know how to put it into perspective for listeners. But like you said, like you literally can't breathe. It's like somebody's punching you in the chest. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think I was telling my co-driver, it feels like my insides are about to just like bust open, or I don't know. It's just like it's indescribable. It hurts really bad. That's all I know.
Yeah, which to me amazes me. Like these Polaris Razors, they're just taking it, dude. They're just taking the beating. And I mean, to run at the pace you did, and I know your car. I mean, there's some of them that have got pretty crazy on the builds, but yours is still very much, a keep it simple build. Much like Brandon Sims, you know what I mean? Like you guys run a lot of stock parts. Mm-hmm. You keep stock what you can. And to me, like to see you run at that pace, you know what I mean, in the car that you have. And obviously, you guys are dialed in, but I mean, it's saying a lot about the product as a whole. You know what I mean, and the platform you're starting with.
Yeah, that's what I always say is they give us such a good platform, and honestly, in my mind, I don't think there's a whole lot you need to change. Obviously, we make them a lot stronger and stuff, but the base of the car really is a Polaris Razor, and the whole drivetrain, everything. And I was saying it during the race and after the races, I really can't believe what we put them through. Like we're so hard on them, and to do 350 miles. I mean. Just after the first lap, I was like, we have 2 more laps of this. I hope she holds up. And it did handle it like a champ, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, as far as your race, I mean, you had a pretty big lead. No flats, no belts, no axles. I mean, just straight shot the whole way?
Yeah, lap 1, pulled into the main pit, and we changed the belt just to be safe because I was, pushing pretty hard that first lap. And then second lap, literally like a mile or half a mile from the main pit, had a brake caliper get into my wheel because it bent from a rock or something and machined my wheel out. So I limped it in. Just thankfully the pit was there, and we changed a few things, and that actually put us down like 10 minutes. So luckily we were able to get a good enough lead those first 2 laps, and we just made sure we had the car dialed in for the third lap, and then just took her easy and brought it home.
Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, it was just a solid run. So you guys, I mean, you're sitting here now, you're what, 2 for 2? I mean, you're in the driver's seat heading into this UTV World Championship.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly, after Parker winning that one, a lot of people, I was hoping I could do well at the Mint, because I don't know if a lot of people maybe thought that's the only win I had in me this year or something. So to back it up at the Mint, and especially, the biggest race of the year, was cool. And then now we're already looking ahead to the UTV World Championship, so hopefully that goes well and we can back it up once again.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy the way this thing bounces around, because you got the Mint that's kind of grueling and a bit of an endurance race, and then you got UTV Worlds where it's 110%. Right from the drop of the green. And then you go into, Vegas to Reno, where it's 550 miles. So you really gotta push, but you gotta pace yourself at the same time. So, you know what I mean? And so it's so weird the way these things, and then right after that, it's like that 150-mile race to Silver State. So it's like we're bouncing back and forth between these full-blown sprint races and then races where you gotta kind of conserve the car a bit,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think is cool about Best in the Desert, is you have to have a car that can do it all. You have to have a car that you can keep together through Vegas to Reno. You're going 12 hours or whatever it is, 500 miles, and the Mint, same thing. And then you go to the UTV World Championship next month, and we're all pushing like it's a short course race. So you got to have a car that could do both, and I think that's what's really cool. And that's kind of, what sets the bar for, all the builds and everyone doing up their cars.
Yeah, it's been kind of cool to see. I mean, especially, what do you think, and this is just a question, like bench racing question, but I mean, with these builds, like obviously you've got your build, you know what I mean? And yours is very much a race build, but it was keep it simple, keep it light, you know what I mean? Keep some stock parts. And I know my build was very similar to your build. I mean, we approached the build, like I had looked at pictures of your car and I'm like, that's the car I want. But then you see these guys like, you know, our buddy Craig Scanlon, who's got basically a Class 1 car with a Razor engine in it, you know. And, I mean, where do you think there's like a happy medium between the two? I mean, where do you think this class is going the next year or two? I mean, do you think here 2 years from now we're all going to have, you know, cars like Craig's to be able to compete? I mean, because that thing's going to be ridiculously fast when he gets it, you know, when he gets it dialed in.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing is, I think once you do them up enough, just the handling on them and everything just really changes, and you know it takes it to a whole nother level. So it's really going to be interesting to see where it goes, because I mean, people were calling them golf carts not too long ago, and now that we're, you know, they're like it's like a full on trophy truck build. You know, it's full chassis and everything. So it really will be interesting to see where it goes, and things are just getting more like stepped up every single year. So to see the builds, how they're coming, and then you got, you know, Reese Millen Racing. I saw Wes Miller's new car is insane. Like it's going to be tough to compete, you know, with all these different builders. But that's what I think is the coolest thing about UTV racing is you have so many people that could win a race out there, and so many awesome builders that's what makes for good racing.
Yeah, you know, and it's kind of crazy because we do have rules. It's just everybody's getting really creative within those rules, you know, and that's what I think is interesting, you know, because the class is like it's not unlimited. I mean, we do actually have rules to these things, but by looking at the cars, you wouldn't think so much, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like you said, Craig's car and just all these cars people are building they're insane. It's like I said, it's like we're doing full on trophy truck builds now, but it's a Polaris Razor, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I know I was just talking with Rob MacCachren, and he was on earlier, and he said he's going to build a car, a Razor. He's like, dude, you guys are having so much fun, and he's like, there's stuff like the UTV World Championship. He's like, I want to race that. So Rob's like throwing his hat in the Razor ring, and I'm like, this is kind of scary when Rob freaking Mac is building a Razor to come race with us, you know? I'm like, that's a scary thought.
Yeah, we were talking to him at the awards, and he was telling us, you know, he was at King of Hammers watching the UTVs and everything, and he's like, yeah, I'm kind of thinking about building a desert car or whatever, and he's asking us a bunch of questions, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to be answering all
don't
these
answer
questions,
those.
You know?
Don't answer them.
Yeah, this guy coming into the UTV class might be a little scary, but yeah. I think that's kind of what shows, like it goes to show how this UTV class is growing and everything. I mean, you had Jolene and Tanner Faust and all these people out there. It's you know, really the biggest class out there now, and having all these big drivers come out and support it is so cool, and just goes to show how big it's getting.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Mitch, I appreciate you taking the time, my friend. Congrats on the win. Congrats on taking home another Razor, and I'm sure we'll chat with you at the UTV World Championship.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Mitch.
Bye.
All right, that was Mitch Guthrie Jr., your UTV winner at the Mint 400, and we're going to take a short break. We come back. I don't know, we got lots more to talk about here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty Radio Show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com, or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Do you race, or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at ImpactRaceProducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, joined on the line by my buddy Matt Martelli, one of the masterminds behind the Mint 400. How's everything going, Matt?
Everything's fantastic today, man. What an event.
Yeah, can you feel like you can breathe a little bit today?
Barely. I'm limping. I think I finally got to the point where my body was like, all right, now we can quit. So we're good, but definitely worn out.
Yeah, I'm feeling you, man. It seems like this whole Star Car project the last 3 weeks has been crazy, and like literally all-nighters, even up until the night before the race. Our guys were working on the car till like 2 a.m. and got within 2 miles of a finish. So I don't know. I feel like I can breathe this week, but yeah, it's. I love the Mint 400. I can't say that I can't say that I'm happy that it's over with for this year, but I can't wait for next year.
Yeah, no doubt. And the funny thing is, our planning has already begun for next year, which will be our 50th. So that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, I'm looking down this guest lineup today. You know, we had Jolene van Vugt on with me to start. We had Harley Letner, the Class 1500 winner, on. We've had Rob Mac on, the overall winner. We've had Mitch Guthrie Jr. on, who won the UTV. And I'm just going down this list of winners going, man, this was like one insane event. It's, I don't know, man. You guys knocked another home run, buddy.
Nice. I appreciate that. And, yeah, it's great when you have 29 classes. You have just battles in every class. I mean, one guy that you didn't mention that I want to give a shout-out to is Brock Hager, who's 17 and won the won Class 10 and the limited race overall. So, you know, it's just we have such a great community of racers and so many really good racers. This thing is just growing and growing every year.
Yeah, it's well, and you know, it's one thing too. Like you talk about the community of racers and great racers, but you know, it's even like with me with the show. I mean, I look at Rob Mac as a legend. I mean, you know, and I put him on a pedestal up there with Mario Andretti as one of the greatest race car drivers of all time. You know, he's just that guy. You know, John Force would fall into that category, and Dale Earnhardt. You know, and I put Rob Mac there. But here's a guy who I can text last night at 8:00. Hey, Rob, do you want to come on the show tomorrow? And within 30 seconds, I get a text back. Yeah, dude, just tell me what time. You know, and I'm like, you know, but they're guys like that. They support not only, you know, they've got these amazing race programs, but they look at things like the Mint 400 or my show, and they're like, how can we give back? You know what I mean? And I think that's what's great about our community is everybody keeps that open mind. Like, hey, what can we do to help grow this sport? You know?
Sure. No, and I would put Rob Mac in front of all those guys.
Yeah.
Because I've been around him for years and I've seen what he's done. So, you know, he was definitely due. We were talking about it before the race. I didn't want to curse anything, but, you know, he's come off some huge back-to-back Baja 1000 wins, which shows the level of his maturity. You know, he's picked the right drivers, and, you know, his race program, his prep is perfect. It's done well. It's done right. You know, his crew chief is one of the best, if not the best in the industry. So, Rob's gotten better with age, and he's really not that old. He has a lot of years left in him of racing. But man, this was a big one to get down. He grew up racing this race for decades and had never gotten the overall. He got class wins, multiple class wins, but never gotten the overall. So it's a huge moment for him. It's a huge moment for the Mint. We set a new record this year of 57 unlimited trick trucks. So that type of field, in order to beat that type of field, it's something that's never happened before. So, again, for Rob to win this race this year in his hometown, it doesn't get any bigger than this.
Yeah, and it's like, talking with him earlier, he goes, everybody kept telling me, he's like, I almost felt like I had some bad juju going in. Like, he's like, I'm getting ready to start, and people are like, oh, we hope you get the monkey off your back this year, Rob. And he's like, I won the Mint. He's like, I didn't feel like I had a monkey on my back, but he's like, everybody starts telling you do, and he's like, and then you start kind of thinking, and he's like, and that's the worst thing you can do as a race car driver, start thinking. He's like, I'm so glad to get this overall and get it done and over with. He's like, now I can concentrate on my second Mint win,
Sure.
But,
no, absolutely, and I think he'll have more to come. I mean, the Mint, in particularly this course, it's a difficult course. We had a lot of rain this year, which made it rougher. There wasn't a lot of grading done to the course, which made it rougher. We had more vehicles, which made the course deteriorate faster. So, we heard it from everybody that, it was rough and rocky and super technical this year. So, but that's what the Mint is about. If it was easy, it wouldn't hold its reputation of being the toughest off-road race in North America.
Yeah, for sure, man. And the one big takeaway from this whole Rob Mac interview I just did, and Mitch Guthrie, he said the same thing. He talked with Rob there at the awards banquet. And I think all of us are a bit scared because Rob has thrown his hat in the ring and he's going to build a UTV for desert racing. And I think he's got us all scared out of our minds that Rob Mac is going UTV racing. Like, here's the legend. And he's like, I want to run the UTV World Championship in some of these events. He's like, I'm going to build a desert UTV. And I'm like, oh, man, do we really want Rob Mac in this class?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, as a lot of these guys have realized how capable UTVs are. They've gotten into it, and whether it's some of the bigger name guys, or Rob Mac, or Larry Ragland, or some of the other guys, they're all getting into it, because it just gives them more seat time. I mean, you can call them go-karts of off-road racing, but they're just remarkable vehicles, and Polaris RZR has been a great sponsor to us and a supporter of off-road. I mean, this year we got to give away a brand new Polaris RZR to a fan at the finish line. I mean, that was, to me, one of the coolest things we did, and that the guy who won it was practically in tears, So it's just cool. It's cool that we finally have a vehicle that can bring people into our sport and culture and let them feel what we feel and experience a little bit of that freedom that we get racing in pre-running. So,
yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, my first desert race in a legit, capable race RZR, my mind was blown the capability of this thing. Like, it literally is a miniature trophy truck, and I was going through whoops and everything else, and granted it's a bit slower, but the reactions and the way the car handled, I'm like, this is very much a very fast desert car, and I was kind of taken aback by it, really. It was kind of humbling. It's like, wow, and then you talk with a kid like Mitch Guthrie or even like a Brandon Sims, and I point blank asked Brandon last week, I think it was, I said, hey, dude, I said, you are one of the top guys in the sport. I said, do you ever eye going to like 6100 or trophy truck? He's like, no, happy in UTV. He's like, I don't see any other class that has this competition. He's like, there's competition everywhere, but he's like, I'm happy where I'm at, And so here's guys going, no, like, and here's a guy who he had said a year ago he had an offer to go 6100 racing and turned it down to stay in UTV, and I think it's really making a statement, a guy like that wants to stay put, and you've got guys like Rob Mac wanting to come in.
Sure. No, and I think that's really going to be interesting for the future, is that as more and more people use the UTV platform as a training platform, as a racing platform, as a fun platform, we're really going to see the expansion of off-road culture, and I'm really excited about it. So It's really cool.
Yeah. So what's up next for you guys? I mean, UTV World Championship, man. You guys one event down, and we're 5 weeks away from the biggest UTV event of the year.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. That's coming right down the pipe, and it's going to be exciting this year. We expect to grow, another 50 to 100 entries, we're going to do Pit Crew Challenge this year with UTVs, so that's going to be exciting. And we have a new host hotel that has more rooms and a larger lot for contingency. So lots of improvements, and we just continue to grow it and have put on some great racing, and see who's the best driver in a UTV. It's that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And how have you seen this event grow? I mean, I know 2 years ago it was something relatively new. You guys were feeling it out, and then last year, I mean, I saw the growth. I mean, what are we expecting for year number 3?
I mean, look at what just happened at the Mint. I mean, we had 110 UTV entries. I mean, it's a third of the field. It shows you how big the class is growing. So I think we're just going to continue to grow. I know we're going to continue to grow. Our biggest challenge is going to be growing to multiple days of racing, and adding different races to that event, and rides too. That's the other thing is we've been working on it now for a year, and we likely won't be adding a ride this year just because of timeline. But in future years, we'll be creating rides that everybody can come and enjoy, along with spectating the racing, or racing if that's what you want to do.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's what's really cool about the UTV culture is very inclusive, and includes everybody, not just the racers, but, people that are around it. I know Camp Razor is a perfect example, and you see how that's grown, and just massive amounts of people from the UTV industry and things like that, descending on Glamis for, what is just basically, a bunch of people, like-minded people who love going out and playing in the sand.
Yeah, no, the great thing is about the UTV World Championship is it's not just a race.
Yeah.
You can come out and spectate and hang out and learn about all the latest UTV products, and it's all going to be there at contingency. And if you want to buy, it's there to shop. I mean, we really want to use this as a platform to show the world how fun and capable these vehicles are. So whether you're using that just strictly for pleasure or whether you're racing, it doesn't matter. We have we have stuff that'll benefit both parties. So spectating and everything is free. So it's a great family value that you can come out and not break the bank and have a really good time.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Matt. I know we'll catch up, probably soon and start gearing up towards the UTV World Championship in a couple of weeks. But thanks for all your guys' support, on the Star Car project and helping us get this thing launched. And I just noticed today, I think the video you guys produced for us, 110,000 views in under a week. So not too shabby numbers, man.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the Star Car program real quick because it's such a cool idea. And I can't wait to see where it goes and what other celebrities and racers come and race it. I think it's going to be one of these things that just blows up, and once people get a taste of it, you know how it works. They're addicted after that.
Yeah, I know. I've already been getting texts like, how come I wasn't in the first race, dude? How come you didn't have me team with you? And I mean, it's just crazy. Like, and we're not talking we're talking legit, Dakar winners and things like that sending me texts, and I'm going like, wow, I'm like, all right, like let's go, let's game on, let's bring you out here to the desert, let's go have some fun, So I'm with you, man. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think I'm very fortunate that Polaris, believed in my vision for this, and I think it's really going to allow us a lot of people, capable drivers and athletes to come in and experience, the culture of off-road. I know Tanner Faust already, after one race, he's like, well, I'm building one of these desert cars. He's like, there's no reason I'm not. He's like, this is so much fun, So it's like he does one race with me, and immediately here we got another entry. We got Rob Mack coming in. We got Tanner Faust now wanting to build a Desert Razor. So I think it's just going to steamroll things,
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the great thing about the platform. It's like, look, our goal is to always bring in people to off-road culture and let them experience it and, grow and become integrated into it. So this is definitely a great way to bring people into our culture and sport.
Yeah, for sure. All right, buddy. Well, I appreciate the time. We'll definitely chat soon. I know we got a few projects working, so I'm sure we'll be on the phone pretty soon with each other.
Definitely. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
All right.
Bye. All right. That was Matt Martelli, Mid 400 Kingpin, calling in. And we are going to take a short commercial break here. And when we come back, going to wrap things up on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it. So when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, wrapping things up, and got to give a shout-out to all our guests today. Jolene van Vugt, Harley Letner, Rob MacCachren, Mitch Guthrie Jr., Matt Martelli, my partner in crime, Amy Hood. Been a solid show. Thanks to Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, Casey Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish Rally School, Impact, Terracross, and Blue Water Resort and Casino. Don't forget, you're looking for a coupon at Dirtfish. Use the code JBDirtfish, 15% off your next class. You can give me a follow at JimBeaver15. Amy is at AmyHood71. Don't forget, Project Action drops every Thursday on Podcast One. You can download their app. You can listen to it on my website, downanddirtyshow.com. You can listen to it on their website at podcastone.com. Or you can go to iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe and get it beamed right to your phone, your iDevice, your computer, whatever's linked up with iTunes. And make sure when you do rate, review, and subscribe, when you leave that review, if you leave your Twitter and Instagram at username, I will follow you back. That's my promise to you. So I just got to see it there, know it's you, and boom, I will follow you. I'll go and search you out on Instagram and Instagram and Twitter and follow you. So yeah, you want to follow from me? That's the easiest way to do it. Got lots of Supercross coming up, UTV World Championship, a little bit of Snowcross. I don't know, we got San Felipe 250, so lots of off-road racing action, and action and motorsports action coming your way. So, man, we get, I don't know, we're back to normal next week. So, make sure my Polaris RZR Star Car video, make sure you can go check that out. 110,000 views already through 1 week. So, looking kind of pumped to that. We got another version coming soon. So, definitely be on the lookout to take that in. If you ever got any questions for me, you can hit me up. On my website, there's a contact form there, or at JimBeaver15 on Instagram and Twitter, Facebook. I accept direct messages. Yeah, I like to read those. I mean, if it's something crazy, I'm not gonna respond, but 99% of the time I do. Yeah, thanks to all you guys for tuning in each and every week. Be on the lookout for me on the Adam Carolla CarCast show coming up soon. And we are signing off here. And as always, be safe and game on.